how to make your first $1,000 online in less than 14 days. I'm going to give a raw step-by-step tutorial because the thing is, I'm not going to have an overly edited video. I want to really weed out, the TikTok kids who spend hours a day on TikTok just scrolling. Like, this is for people who genuinely want to make money. So let's get into it. So if you stumbled upon this video, luck is really in your favor. I'm going to show you how you can go about making your first £1,000, even if you're completely broke, and it doesn't matter if you're an expert, it doesn't matter if you have any testimonials, past skills, case studies, or anything like that. I'm going to show you exactly how to go about doing this, even if you've never run a business before, in about 2 weeks flat, if you actually stick through the video. And like I said, this video is not going to be crazily over-edited. I'm literally doing it completely raw, so everything is coming off the top of my head, so you guys are going to get the best reaction. So, you're going to pick a niche you're familiar with or have an interest in. For example, for me, when I first started, I picked fitness and sports because that's what I'm interested in. Like, I wouldn't have gone and picked, beauty and cosmetics, even though that's an extremely profitable niche. I know nothing about it and I wouldn't even know where to start, so it's just going to be hard from the get-go. So pick something you like. So here's a list to give you some ideas. So technology, gaming, fitness, beauty and cosmetics. Don't overcomplicate it, just pick one. But a little advice for you is fitness is a very good niche, but it's everyone's favorite niche. It's super competitive, but there's also a lot of businesses out there. So if you can sub-niche it by one, so instead of going fitness, go muscle recovery. I mean, that's a massive, massive market. And obviously it sounds a lot better when you're approaching brands going, listen, I'm a muscle recovery specialist and I work with muscle recovery brands, compared to I'm a fitness specialist and I work with fitness brands. As you can see, the first option is a lot more tailored and it will get you better results. So if you can, sub-niche it down. So the next thing is, you're going to find 5 to 30 influencers that are posting in that specific niche. So by the way, if you haven't guessed already, I do influencer marketing. I'm going to come on to that in a second, but just to give you a sneak peek, this is influencer marketing, the best business model in 2024. So these are the requirements you are looking for when qualifying an influencer. So you want to work with an influencer with 30 to 500k followers. Listen, you're not going to be working with KSI and Logan Paul, even though I have connected with Logan Paul. Let me get this up. There you go. Me and Logan are friends, so well, we're not. But anyway, I've connected with Logan Paul, so you're not going to be looking for influencers that big. So you really want to be looking for influencers that have around 30 to 500k followers, at least a 7% of engagement on their followers. So what I mean by that is, if they have 100k followers, they need to at least be getting 7k views minimum, and obviously likes and comments and shares, but typically stick to views, because that's what brands, pay for the most in terms of what they're looking for. Make specific niche content. Yeah, so you don't want to be working with an influencer that's 1 minute they're doing football, the next minute they're doing beauty, the next minute they're doing gaming. You want to kind of pick an influencer which is specific to that niche. And the reason for that is because you want to make sure that they have an audience regarding that whole niche. If it's scattered, they're kind of like a marketing mess. So you want to make sure they've got a really focal point in their audience. So again, don't overcomplicate this. Just build the list, guys. Like, don't worry. I mean, the thing is, you're not going to send 30 messages and get 30 responses. Like, if you sent 100 messages to DMs using our DM templates and our strategies, you should at least get 30 responses. So don't think, I've sent a message to one influencer and they haven't responded. And I'm going to show you exactly what message you can send as well. So if you sent this message 100 times, you'd at least get 25 plus responses, which is extremely valuable. There and there alone, that could build you an asset worth over £500,000. So anyway, this is the exact message we use. So hi name, so that's obviously the name of the influencer. So let's go with Bob. Bob's a fitness influencer with 100k. So hi Bob, what are your rates for a brand deal on TikTok? I should have some paid work for you very soon. It sounds extremely simple, and you're probably thinking, Jacob, I would have done that myself. But you wouldn't have, because you're not doing it. So if you send this message 100 times, you will get lots of good responses. Next thing is, you're going to find 5 to 30 brands that are in a specific niche. These are the requirements you are looking for when qualifying these brands. So yeah, this is important when it comes to brand outreach. Like, you don't be looking for businesses that only have a couple hundred followers online, or, don't be reaching out to Nike or Gymshark because they're too big. You want to kind of get the lower to middle end. So brands must have 5k to 80k followers on Instagram. I've always found if they have that following range, they typically are the best people to work with, because they actually have budgets, they actually make money, and they actually have a good product. And obviously they're not too big where they can just do it in-house. Next thing, they sell products which can be purchased online. And this is an interesting one. So yes, they have to sell online. You're not working with your local business, your local cafe shop. But on the other hand, there's nothing wrong with working with a business that sells online and in store. But typically just go to online. If they don't sell online, it's a no-go. some content, and also, yeah, and this is talking about the page on their content. So they've got some content which is done by UGC or influencers. So in other words, it's not just product content. They've got some personalities on their Instagram pages because that means they're actually interested in the idea of using more influencers. Once again, don't overcomplicate this. Just build the list. So by the way, guys, when I'm talking about reaching out to these brands, I always suggest make a spreadsheet on Google. One column with their website, one column with the business name, and just fill in the data and then just reach out to them all on Instagram, which I'm going to show you right now. So send this exact message to those brands on Instagram. So I've used this and I've booked calls with businesses which turn over £60 million and literally any business ranging from a startup to a business which has been around for 20 years. And this has been my best message, what I've got the most results from. So, hi brand name, personalized compliment, 1 to 2 sentences. Like, don't make your first message massive. And what I mean by that is, let's just say we was approaching a fitness supplement brand and I could go onto their website or their Instagram and go, hi, fitness supplement. I really like the last post you've done I really like the last post you've done. It really shows how sustainable your product is. It's not unhealthy like your competitors. I mean, that's not the best example because I've got nothing in front of me. Or another example would be, this is a really good one, by the way, I've just thought of it, is if you go on their website and you've noticed they've done a charity event in the last month, or they've raised some of the sales they've taken from that product, they've gave to charity. Like, you say that in the compliment, like say, I really appreciate what you've done for this charity by raising X amount of money. Like something which is basically, it needs to be very, very unique and very in particular to that brand. It can't be something where the person on the other end goes, he's probably sent this out to 1,000 other people. Make sure every personalized line is, they think this is only going to apply to me or my brand. Next thing is, so this is kind of like the stock message. I'd love to get behind your brand with my niche influencer network. So I'd love to get behind with my beauty influencer network, my fitness, my gaming influencer network, whatever niche you choose. If you want to know more, let me change that. If you want to know more info, I'm happy to talk to you on a video call. And obviously, responses will come in. They may ask you questions like, who are your influencers? Or, yeah, I can go on a call. Why don't we do 11 a.m. next week? So, I mean, obviously you're going to get various responses and it's down to you to deal with it. But the thing is, don't overcomplicate that. Again, deal with it like a normal person. You want to kind of make sure that the brand doesn't feel like they're talking to an agency or someone who's trying to sell them something. Come across as you, like you actually want to help. And if you have that mindset, you're always going to be guided in the best way of actually booking calls. So, you should now have influencers messaging you regarding deals and brands messaging you regarding influencers. So, in other words, influencers will be going, okay, yeah, cool, what brands do you have for me? And brands will be going, oh, that's cool, what influencers do you have in mind for us? So this is you, and that's a good problem to have, by the way. So, influencers charge anywhere from $500 to $5,000 for a couple of videos. Brands pay anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 plus in a budget. And I know someone who got a $50,000 budget within their first client, which is ridiculous, and I'm going to come on to that now. So they would have made 20% of that allocated budget. So if it was 50k, they'd make £10,000 straight in their back pocket, and then 40 grand would have get spent on influencers. But let's keep it more, not necessarily realistic, but let's keep it simple. So if you've been given a 10k budget, you will take 20% of that fee. So 2 grand straight to you. And 8 grand gets spent on the influencers, and the reason why you get paid is because you're bringing in a valuable asset to the business. You're going to be managing the campaign, which is, by the way, guys, do not worry. That is literally a 3-hour job. It's super easy. All it is, hi influencer, I've got you a brand deal with this company. Hi company, this influencer wants to work with you. Can I have your address? Here's the influencer's address. Products being sent to you by Monday. Can you post by Wednesday? Influencers posting by Wednesday. That is literally it. That's the process of managing a campaign. And all you need to do is repeat that process with the same client and get more clients. So typically brands pay on a retainer as well. And that's another thing. You can take a 20% management fee, or you could just go with a monthly retainer. I always say the 20% management fee because brands may change the budget. Like one month they might say 5k and the next month they might say 15k. Or maybe 3 months down the line they go, you know what, we're going to do a big budget of 30k. So I always think with the percentage, you're always in the game a little bit longer. Obviously a retainer is good because it's consistent money coming in. And the thing is, guys, it's one of them things. If you use 10 influencers in an 8k budget, 6 of them do well, 2 of them won't. The 6 of them who do well, scale with them, keep paying them, and the ones who don't, you just get more in, and brands will keep paying this every single month. The best part about this model is that no one is doing this. Everyone is offering every influencer they see a paid community or some digital product, when all they're used to is getting brand deals and sponsorships. If you become the go-to person to get influencers consistent deals month after month, guess who's going to make money? And that's right. Like, you know how easy it is for influencers to make money from a brand deal? All it is they get the product, they film a 60-second video, they upload it. That's it. They can get paid, as I say, anywhere between $1,000 to $15,000. I know I've paid an influencer $15,000 before, so it's very easy work for them. And they absolutely, listen guys, like influencers, they'll take any opportunity to get any brand deal. They're so money hungry, so I wouldn't even worry about that. There's no influencer who rejects a brand deal, so you will definitely appear in their DMs with that message template I gave you guys. Anyway, it's how we were making $3,500 in just our second month of influencer marketing, and now we close deals for $30,000. Exactly right. So when we first started, like as complete beginners, like by the way, I'm only 19, and when we was 18, we signed a $3,500 client. And literally now we're signing $30,000 clients. So that's the kind of thing. Like I know, as I said to you, I know people who can go in there and get 50k budget straight away. But if you're right at the bottom and you really want to make this work and start, you can start as little as 3.5k, which is very good money. And then you can work your way up when you've got your case studies and testimonials to go to 30 and plus. So if you need help, click on the link in the description, have some fun, and let's make some money. Guys, please click the link in the description if you want to do influencer marketing and make 4 to 5 figures per client.